Good evening and welcome to the virtual sixth form open evening at Taverham High School. This is a guide to those thinking about taking A-level art. So a little introduction. Hi, my name is Miss Pearce. For those of you who already go to Taverham High School, you may have already met me. And for those of you that are joining us from other schools, this is me. I am mainly the art teacher for A-level art, and this is my classroom. So hello. The rest of this guide is aimed to help you make decisions about why you may choose A-level arts. So for those of you that are thinking about developing a little bit more of an understanding about how art communicates in the world around you, this could be a good course for you. Okay, so as I read these statements, have a little think about whether this sounds like something that you perhaps want to do. So do you want to consider what part art plays contextually and within wider societies? So do you want a bit more of an understanding about the role of art in our world? Have you studied art at GCSE and wish to enjoy and advance your skills a little bit more in the subject? Do you wish to explore a career in the creative industries? Would you like to learn more about how artists show work, develop narrative, and also develop their passions and their interests through art? Do you like the idea of showing your work professionally? And do you wish to develop a passion, even if you're not sure on your career route yet? So if any of those statements sound similar to something that perhaps you like the idea of, then this could be a good course for you. So let's take a little bit of time just to have a look over the idea of employment within the creative industries. This website is really useful actually if you're thinking about the careers that are involved with a creative course. So www.thecreativeindustries.co.uk is full of information, infographics, and statistics that are linked to the creative industries as a job opportunity, as employment opportunities. So this encompasses all area of creative industries such as theatre, games design, music. It's not just linked to the visual arts, but the arts as a general sort of umbrella. So it's definitely worth having a look at this. As sometimes people maybe sort of think whether there is actually any opportunity for them in this area. But as you can see from the little map, just in our eastern region alone, there were 150 jobs in 2018. And if you go a little bit further south into London, even, central London and sort of down in the south, there were 695 jobs and 309 jobs. So there's a reasonable opportunity, to get involved in this area if it's something you're really interested in. So this is definitely worth checking out. Okay, the UK's creative industries are world leading, so have a little look, have a little think, and do some research. I would definitely recommend this website. So why pick A-level art then? Let's have a little think about that. So we explored that a little bit already, so we're just going to have a little think about whether these sound like you. Okay, so do you thrive when you create? Do you love creating things? Do you have something that you really enjoy doing when it comes to art? It could be painting, sculpting, card making, graphic design, anything. Are you interested in, finding out more about a creative career? Are you resilient to challenge? Are you willing to accept failings and happy to grow in your skill and in your mindset? For those of you that have already studied art, you'll know it can be challenging, it can be full of failure, but it can also be full of success. But you do have to be a resilient person when it comes to accepting those things. Okay, so does that sound like you? Do you believe that creativity and creative thinking is valuable for personal growth? Or do you see being a creative person as a desirable quality within employment? A lot of employers really like to see creative thinking. Now, whether that's through A-level art and design or whether that's through just being genuinely creative in your thinking, it's a really desirable quality. Employers like to see people that can think outside the box a little bit and creatively solve problems. So an A-level in art may be something which can help you in this area too. And you may already have a skill that you just want to push further. Okay, so if those bullet points sound like you, then again, this could be something that is really valuable to take at A-level. You can see here, this is one of our students. She went on to Art University. She's standing there at an exhibition that we held with our sixth form students in a gallery space, rather proudly. And you can see there from the quality of the work that, you know, we have some really talented students. So perhaps you'd like to join us in the next cohort of talented students. So the curriculum. What do you study at A-level? So the aim of the course is to obviously create, be unique. We want you to grow, have fun, develop your skills. We want you to explore, present these ideas that you have, and mainly enjoy the course that you're going to study. So it's a 2-year course. It's divided up into Year 12 and Year 13. Year 12 is about you developing your skills over the summer holidays, very much working into learning new skills, drawing workshops, developing the fundamental skills of drawing and observation. We look at artists such as Henry Moore and Lucian Freud, and there will be opportunities for you to explore some of the artists that you are inspired by too. We look at etching and printing as well as drawing. We study advanced colour theory and painting skills. We look at the portrait as a theme, and we also give you a little bit of an opportunity towards the end of Year 12 to develop an idea for yourself, trying to fuse some of the things that you've learned through your Year 12 year and some of your own interests together. That usually forms your mock exam towards the end of Year 12, which we will assess you on and give you feedback, so you can have a little think about your areas of improvement and your strengths going into Year 13. Year 13, the difference here is that you will need to be producing a 3,000 word essay. It's an illustrated creative form, but it does require you to write in continuous prose, and this will form the basis of your personal investigation. So Year 13 is about a personal investigation of your choice that you decide with your teacher, so you can decide which area within art that you're most interested in, what you would like to do and study and produce as a result of looking at certain themes or concepts. It takes the form of a sketchbook, but it's very creative and it can take on multiple forms, and your teacher will help you decide how to make this exciting and how to take that forward. And at the end of the course, you will do your final exam and produce a portfolio for interview should you be wishing to apply for a higher education course at an art college or university. So portfolio or the personal investigation is worth 60% of your final A-level grade, and the exam at the end is worth 40. There's more information and a full specification at the examination site the board that we use, which is AQA. So there's a web link here if you'd like to click on that and find out more. So how is this actually different to GCSE? Often a lot of students wonder where the jump comes from. Okay, so a lot of students that we teach have already studied GCSE art or photography, and it is advisable just because the process is very similar, but it's not essential. If you have solid foundations and skill within art, it's not essential, but it really does help. Okay, so how is it different? So GCSE is largely teacher-led, with you get a sort of a growing experience of being more independent towards year 11, producing your own work and making your themes a little bit more personal to you. However, A-level, your learning does become increasingly more student-led, with your teacher facilitating your ideas and helping you to become a more independent practitioner. GCSE, our class sizes tend to be separated into year 10 and 11 groups, reasonably larger classes, whereas year 12 and 13 currently are combined into smaller groups. So we currently have 3 year 13 and 5 year 12 students in the same class, which is quite nice because year 12 actually get to speak to the more senior students, and they get to see what they've done, and they get to just have that peer interaction across the whole course, which is quite nice. Obviously there's no written essay when you do GCSE, however you do still have to annotate in your sketchbook. That's very similar with A-level, however you will need to produce that 3,000 word essay in year 13. Your learning is more advanced with A-level. So the depth of knowledge, the interpretation of concept, and the links to contextual analysis are a lot deeper and more thorough when it comes to A-level. Okay, so A in the A-level stands for advanced. So everything is just that little bit more, just a little bit deeper. So your understanding will need to go that little bit deeper than it has perhaps at the moment with your GCSE course. We get 5 hours of teaching over 2 weeks at GCSE. However, at A-level, you'll have 9 teaching hours over the 2 weeks, so a little bit more class time. And with GCSE, you will have done a 10-hour final exam at the end of the course. However, that has changed this year due to COVID, but generally there would have been a 10-hour final exam. A-level, that's increased to 15 hours. Similarities between the courses, we still assess the 4 assessment objectives, which are developing your ideas, refining those appropriately through experimentation, recording your ideas down in any form that is appropriate, usually through drawing and other means, and also presenting your outcomes, understanding what your intention for those outcomes are. The weighting is the same with the assessment, so 60% of your grade is coursework and 40 is exam. That's exactly the same between GCSE and A-level. And you still very much work in similar formats to what you've been used to, as in sketchbooks. And obviously you can expand into other ways of presenting based on conversations with your teacher. So here's a little collection of some of the work that we've had from our most current cohort. You can see their standard there is really beautiful, and very high. Okay, so there's some outcomes. And a little snapshot of some year 12 sketchbook work from the early part of the course. And thank you very much for watching our presentation. I hope that you have enjoyed looking around Taverham High School's virtual event. And if you've got any further questions, my email, my second and my head of faculty, we all have our contact details here. So do feel free to drop us an email if you have any questions. Thank you.